Something strange is happening in the luxury watch world right now, and if you've been paying attention, you've probably already noticed it. Prices are slipping, not crashing overnight, not completely collapsing, but slowly, quietly, coming down in a way that feels very different from what we've seen over the past few years. These are watches that people were once paying ridiculous premiums for. Pieces that felt completely out of reach are now showing up on the secondary market at numbers that don't feel insane anymore. So, what changed? Because this isn't random. What we're seeing right now looks like a shift, the kind that happens when hype cools off and reality starts to take over. A lot of the speculative buyers who were driving prices up have started to step back, and that's opening the door again for people who actually want these watches for what they are, not just what they could flip for. On top of that, production and distribution changes are starting to balance things out a bit. Supply isn't as tight as it used to be, and when supply increases even slightly in a market like this, prices react. Now, not every model is dropping hard. Some are still holding strong, but others, especially some of the most recognizable Rolex pieces, are starting to become a lot more accessible. If you've been waiting for the right moment, this might be it. Let's break it down. Starting with the day date. This one has always carried a certain presence, especially with darker dials like black. But lately, its pricing has been anything but stable. It's moving up and down in a way that suggests uncertainty more than strength. And then you've got the Air King, a watch that always splits opinion. Some people love it, others never really connect with it. The newer 40mm version, with its updated case and crown guards, definitely has more presence. But when it comes to resale, there's a real possibility it could dip below retail. That's something you couldn't say not too long ago. In the deeper end of the lineup, the Sea Dweller, especially the James Cameron edition, is holding close to its retail range. It's not showing signs of major growth, but it's also not collapsing. It's steady. And right now, steady is actually saying a lot about the market. Moving over to the Explorer series, things get more interesting. The 40mm Explorer is still loved by collectors. It's clean, simple, and wearable. But as an investment, it's losing momentum. There's real pressure on resale prices, and slipping below retail is becoming a realistic scenario. The 36mm version is in a similar position. And when you look at the Explorer 2, especially the black dial, the drop is already visible. What used to hold comfortably around retail is now trading lower. The Polar version still has some demand behind it, but overall, this isn't the strong resale play it once was. Then there's the GMT-Master lineup. Not long ago, these were some of the hottest watches on the market. Prices were flying, premiums were normal, and getting one at retail felt almost impossible. Now, things are cooling. Take the two-tone root beer, for example. It's still desirable, still respected, but pricing has settled. It's no longer running away from retail. In fact, there's growing talk that it could drop under it. Even the more premium GMT models that saw strong price increases earlier are starting to level out. They're not collapsing, but they're definitely not climbing the way they used to. And that tells you everything about where the market is right now. The Datejust is another interesting case. Certain dial variations, especially unique colors or patterns, are still getting attention. Some of them even feel rare in today's market. But here's the reality. Rarity doesn't always mean price growth anymore. If you're buying one, it has to be because you actually want it, not because you expect it to explode in value. That mindset shift is happening across the board. Now, when we talk about the Daytona, that's where things still feel alive. Particularly the precious metal versions, yellow-gold models, diamond set variations. These are still moving. Demand is there, and in some cases, prices are even pushing upward. These are the exceptions. The pieces that still carry strong energy in a market that's otherwise slowing down. The Sky Dweller, on the other hand, tells a different story. Steel models, especially with simpler configurations, are hovering right around retail, and in some cases, slipping just under. They're not performing like high-growth assets anymore. They're stabilizing. And finally, the Yacht-Master 40. The steel versions with platinum bezels, these are more about style than investment right now. They look great, they wear well, but they're not flipping pieces. Even the two-tone versions, while visually appealing, aren't immune. There's pressure there too, and prices can drop faster than people expect. And that's really the key takeaway from all of this. The market hasn't disappeared. It's just changed. This isn't the era of easy flips anymore. It's not about buying something today and expecting guaranteed profit tomorrow. That phase is cooling off. What's replacing it is something more grounded. If you're buying now, it has to make sense for you. Not just financially, but personally. Because the watches that hold the most value going forward might not be the ones that spike the hardest, but the ones people actually want to keep. And if you've been waiting on the sidelines, watching prices from a distance, this might be the moment where things finally start to make sense again.